Well, today is Saturday, so I'm not working. I used to work every other Saturday and I was making overtime pay, right? But now that they hired this part-time guy, so he only works 3 days a week: Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And there's good things and bad things about this. The good thing is that whenever this guy is working, I find myself much more often inside the Freightliner, where I'm moving machinery and equipment and not scaffolding, because he does pretty much the scaffolding. But yesterday we were super busy. Like in the morning, I was surprised that, you know, so we have 3 drivers, right? Like the senior guy who trained me, then me, and now this part-time guy. And we show up in the morning Friday and they tell us to jump into pickup trucks. So we commandeer all our 3 diesel pickup trucks and we were all moving scaffolding. For some reason Friday people were crazy about scaffolding. But yeah, so I lost Saturdays overtime, but now thanks to this part-time driver, Thursday and Friday I do less scaffolding, so that's the good thing. And so today it's Saturday. It was a bit chilly in the morning, so I put on this shirt. Actually, I bought this when it became very chilly, when I worked on the solar farm in that skid steer, so I had like multiple layers, and this was, you know, but now then I use it for jogging. When it was you know, chilly, I would just put this over my t-shirt, because of course you get hot when you jog, right? So now it's been a while since I went for a run, so now I just do pretty much kettlebells. Got up today and did like a shortened version, just a couple jerks, then with kettlebell 50-pound, then bench press with 90-pound plates, and then 45, and then bent row with a 70-pound kettlebell, and then 50. And then the most difficult exercise for me right now is dual front squat, where you have 2 50-pound kettlebells and you keep them like this, you know, in the rack position, and you do a deep squat. Like at first I was only able to do like 5, you know. Now I did 8, I think. And then I kind of like repeat the same exercise, but slightly easier, what is called as a goblet squat. So I take 1 70-pound kettlebell, just one, in 2 hands, and I hold it like this and I do the same squats. But because before it was 2 times 50, right, it's 100 pounds. Now with 70 it feels much easier, but it's still a bit challenging, you know, to go all the way down. Pretty much your butt touches your legs, right? So you go very deep. But they say it's super good exercise for longevity, because that's the key indicator how old you really are. You know, like people, I read somewhere online that they were saying if you cannot do a squat like that with like no weights, if you can do maybe 1, you know, go down and then up, you know, deep squat, that means that, you know, basically your whole body is very weak. Because for that to do, you need coordination, you need your legs, right, you need your back, everything. And so I'm pretty happy that I can do 8 deep squats like that with 2 50-pound kettlebells, you know. So I think my health is okay. And so yeah, I went down to Starbucks in the morning, was waiting for the stupid map to come to life, but nothing's happening. As you can see, that's your DoorDash for Calgary. So I'm here, and this, I cannot do anything unless the area is red, right? Because I'm not a top dasher. Like I had that dubious title for a couple of weeks, and basically you need to have, see, like your ratings 483. What the heck? Somebody left me again a because it was 487 last time I checked. But a lot of people, like, they don't understand how this thing works. Okay, communication -1. What is this? Follow delivery instructions. So somebody said that I did not follow delivery instructions. That's something new here. I knew that it was not 3 down. I see like 3 thumbs down. So basically what I feel sometimes that people get up. Oh, look at this. Even downtown Calgary disappeared. So the red only here, but when it says busy, I mentioned this many times, just busy means nothing. So there's no work. It has to be very busy. When it says very busy and then the color changes to deep red, then but I'm sitting here next to, there's a Walmart there, there's IHOP. This is a very good area, and even though it's east of Highway 2 Deerfoot Trail, this is still part of, see, like this area, it's still considered Calgary North. You know, even like this is Calgary East all the way up to here, I think. No, I think it's like super big east because it's not that busy. But anyway, so I feel that some people, they really don't understand how deliveries work, because quite often, you know, I see this where they say in instructions, they say leave at the door. And you understand that, you know, even though now it's pretty much summer, right, but the food still gets cold, right? They say leave at the door, so they're supposed to see me on the app, right? How I'm driving, how I'm approaching, how far I am. But sometimes, you know, after I drop off the order, and nowadays I don't do it often, it's just I do it a few nights a week, you know, just make like 15-20 bucks, because it's a waste of time. But so sometimes I just drop off the order and I'm just sitting there, you know, not too close to the house, not to scare people, but, you know, let's say I'm sitting there and I can see the bag at the door that I just drop off. And sometimes I'm sitting there for like 10-15 minutes, nobody comes out, you know, because they said leave at the door. They didn't say ring the bell or knock, you know. And some people don't like you knocking or ringing the bell, you know, but then they get offended when the food gets cold. But you're supposed to check, right? So here, if I order something as a customer, it'll constantly, I did this before just to see how DoorDash works, you know, you can see like there's a little picture of a car and it's moving. It shows a map, and so I can see how far the car is, and then it says ETA, you know. And then when it's delivered, the guy takes a picture of the bag, right? But when I do it, I usually say hand it to me, because that's the choice. Either leave at the door or hand it to me. I always say hand it to me, because this way I want to make sure that it's not sitting there forever, that he did not make a mistake with the address, right? So I always go outside and I meet the car, because even though they don't tell me, yeah, DoorDash, they don't tell you what kind of car the guy or the gal is driving, but you can see the icon, you know, the picture moving on your map, so you know when he's turning the corner into your, you know, building, for example, into your building area. And so I come out and say, hey, I'm Sergei, you have an order for me from, let's say, I don't know, Taco Bell or McDonald's or something, or Kinjo, you know, sushi. And the guy's always happy because, you know, they don't have to search for me. But and for me it's good because the food is hot, right? But lots of these folks, they just say leave at the door, and they don't track the app, and so the food is sitting there for 10-15 minutes. Like, why would you leave me this? You know, I used to be like 5 rating because I always was sending them a text message, you know, your order is at the door. But why would I do that when they easily get all these messages, you know, through the app, right? But this is something, you know. So one guy gave me a thumbs down for communication. One guy gave me a thumbs down for order handling. Okay, once I screwed up, okay? I screwed up. I was picking up a pizza and I was using my small bag, and so when you put it in, of course, you're supposed to hold it horizontally, right? But for a moment I forgot and I grabbed it like this, you know, by the handles, and so the pizza was vertical, and I'm pretty sure like right away I realized what I did, so right away I put it horizontal, but I'm pretty sure that some of the stuff on that pizza slid down, you know. And so I agree 100%. So the guy, I think, retracted the tip he was offering, and I think that was that negative thumbs down in order handling. But or you see, at least friendliness, I have 5 thumbs up, 0 thumbs down, so I'm a friendly guy. Who knew? But then this one, see, followed instructions, 6 thumbs up, 3 thumbs down. What the heck? I always read instructions. Like I said, sometimes, you know, you have to read, right? That's the first thing I do after I pick up. It says hand it to me, option 1, which people don't use often. Number 2, leave at the door. And then when it's leave at the door, they'll sometimes say, do not ring the bell, do not knock, or leave at the door, knock, leave at the door, ring the bell. Like whatever you type up there, that's what I do, right? But I think people are stupid, you know. Maybe they don't remember what they wrote down, so they expect me to ring the bell where they said leave at the door. So anyway, can be, this DoorDash business can be frustrating. So, oh, you see, now we're back in the red. So see, now it says dash now, whereas before it said schedule. So once I'm inside this red area, see, it says Calgary North. So now I can click dash now, and it says, okay, how till what time? So I choose the longest time, 1:30. All right, well, let's see. So now it shows me the nearest busy area, Viet Lounge, somewhere to the right. I think it's over there. There's a Booster Juice, there's Tim Hortons, there's a bunch of restaurants here in that area. And then, yeah, IHOP, but Viet, so Vietnamese food. Oh, and that's something new they started doing. You have this little icon, which I discovered means absolutely nothing. Like here it says estimate 3 to 11 minutes I should get an order, and it never happens. Actually, I got 2 offers today. As I was sitting in Starbucks, I was watching the screen to see when it was turning red, and I declined both of them because one of them was like $10 for 15 kilometers, 9 miles, and the other one was also cheap, like too many kilometers, not enough pay. And I filled up today, decided to go crazy, and I got 91 gas. So our prices are up compared to a few months before, right? So 87 was $1.59, of course, all funds Canadian. And it's been a while since I used premium gas, like 91. So I look at 91, it says $1.86. 27 cents more per liter. But what the heck, I just had my paycheck, so I filled up with 91 because I do find that the car pulls better and the fuel economy is better. So I think I cannot do it every time, but once in a while. What the heck, you know, I have this issue with my brow. One of the hairs keep growing down right over my eye, and of course the worst thing you can do is cut it, because then it starts growing faster, you know. But it's right like this, just blocks my eye. Very irritating. Okay, I think I moved it aside. Like, who needs these eyebrows anyway? Maybe I should shave them off, you know. Maybe my videos will get more views then, I don't know. And so as I was sitting there, I decided to chat with Uber again. They're super friendly guys. I chat with them every day without getting any results, because let me show you here. Okay, this is what I see now. When I open Uber, it doesn't give me any choices to do any runs. So this is the checklist, right? like you see the green says completed. So Elvis inspection completed, vehicle inspection, vehicle insurance completed, registration, livery vehicle registration. So I had to change my license plate and get commercial registration completed. Background check, criminal record check completed. Driver abstract completed. Driver's license completed. Profile photo completed. Proof of work eligibility completed. You know, to show that I had to send them first a copy of my passport and then copy of my citizenship card. And then legal agreements completed. You just have to, you know, check mark the boxes. So the only last thing is left and this has been my view for the past 7 days. Like 7 days ago on Saturday, I did the last item, vehicle inspection, Elvis. Of course, my car passed because it's 1 year old. And so the only recommended next step is City of Calgary TNDL. And TNDL basically means your taxi driver license. It's Transportation Network Driver License. And by Transportation Network, they mean that it's either Uber or Lyft, because this is not a taxi license or limo license. This is Uber driver license. And so now you see they're saying take a photo of your City of Calgary TNDL, right? But I cannot do that because I don't have the invitation from City of Calgary, right? So I mentioned this before. So once everything is completed, like on this checklist, Uber is supposed to apply, Uber on my behalf, as a transportation network, right? They're supposed to apply to City of Calgary. They're sending them a TNDL application so that I can be a Uber driver. And once the City of Calgary receives that application, they send all these documents. So they review all these documents, you know, driver's license, background check, you know, vehicle inspection. And once the City of Calgary is satisfied that all the documents are complete, they send me a link for online training. It's specifically designed, you know, it's specific for Uber and Lyft. It's basically about how to properly deal with, you know, elderly passengers, you know, disabled passengers or children. That's what it's all about, you know. Like there's no big deal, you know, giving a ride to a regular adult, but when it's a disabled person, right, or very old or young with no parents, so there's a course they want you to take, right? And you have to score, I believe, 80% on the test after that course, and that's it. Once they're done, they send you this form. It'll say Calgary, your name, you know, and then you just, like, I'm guessing it's a PDF, and then all I have to do is just take a photo of that form and submit it, and that would conclude my checklist. And so I can start, next time I click on the Uber app button, I should start seeing you know, the link, like, what did it say? Drive now, go live. I think it said, yeah, go live. You go live and then you choose what you want to do. You want to do deliveries or rides. And of course, as soon as I'm approved for this, because it took such a long time, I'm going to disable deliveries. I'm not going to do food anymore. I'll just say rides, you know, because I live in a great area. I live near the airport. So first off, there's the airport itself, and secondly, there's a, I don't know, 15 hotels within maybe 10 kilometers of my apartment building. There's, you know, all kinds, you know, Best Western, you know, Hilton, you know, whole bunch of hotels. So I'm hoping that because I'm in that area, I'll be able to score some you know, passenger traffic, you know, between hotels and the airport, between hotels and the restaurants, where, you know, people that come here for a visit. They'll, you know, not always they order food, they might want to go outside, right? And they say, let's say they don't have a car, so they call Uber. Or maybe they want to go downtown, you know, from this hotel downtown. I remember I took Uber myself when I, you know, during my first couple of years, right? Especially when my car was yeah, when I bought that Hellcat and it was still coming. And yeah, the dealer gave me a pickup truck, but I think for a few days I was without a vehicle, and so I would take Uber. And I know that from this area, from my apartment downtown, it's like 30 bucks, you know, 25, 30, 35 bucks. It's not cheap. And so that's what I'm looking for. So yeah, unfortunately, you know, in this old age, I still have to work 2 jobs. And then of course I have YouTube, which more like a hobby that brings in some money. And now I'm a rental equipment delivery driver, and I'm trying to get into this super profitable multi-million-dollar endeavor called Uber Taxi, which everybody's leaving. And you see, like, I've been talking how long? Probably 10 minutes, and the estimate for DoorDash was 3 to 11 minutes. I'm pretty sure I already went over that. So what I do sometimes when I don't get any orders, I click here and I click end dash, just to see if the area I'm in is still red, because, you know, quite often you tell them you want to dash, let's say, for 2 hours, and then the area becomes gray, but they still keep you on like live, because you indicated, you know, you want to stay, right? But when I end the dash, I could see, like, say here, you see like all these areas are gray, so that means there's no work, right? But here, this one is still busy, but again, it's just busy. It's not very busy, you know, like very busy would be nice. Yeah, it's not gonna show me. Yeah, see, it's nothing. So okay, because I'm in the red area, Calgary North, I can still click dash now. See, now they're not offering me 1:30 as was before. Now the estimate is only until 1. Okay. So now the hot area is Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen, which is where? Oh, it's not even in this area. It's like down south, which is 1.5 kilometers away. And you see now it says estimate 2 to 10 minutes. But again, that's such BS. So, and this is Calgary North, so all we have is here, and then closer to downtown, and then up north. So basically nothing. I don't know. Usually Saturdays, like last summer, right, when I was doing it pretty much full time, Saturdays it was go 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 from early morning, you know. I would start at like 8 or 9, and I would keep going till I made, let's say, $100. You know, sometimes it took to only like 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. or I don't know. Sometimes I would stop for lunch and then keep going. So yeah, Saturdays were nice, but something happened, especially with this DoorDash. It's just useless. And oh, and unfortunately, yeah, the last thing I wanted to mention, unfortunately, I'm still locked out of Uber food deliveries, even though they're cheap. But I would decline like maybe 10 offers, and then offer 11 would be like, you know, $2 a kilometer. Or Uber also has lots of shopping, and sometimes, you know, you shop for 20 items, people give you a tip for like $40, you know. So Uber was okay. But now, because I'm in the process of setting up my taxi account, they locked me out of my deliveries, so there's nothing I can do. You see, as soon as I open the app, that's what I see. I cannot go past, so I can only do help, chat with support, which I do every day. By the way, today did another chat, and they say, okay, what is it about? Setting up an account or documentation. And I'm asking them, I type, it's been 7 days since I submitted the last document on the checklist. When are you going to send in my TNDL application to the city of Calgary? And they say, like totally random, the guy says, you will see an email from city of Calgary asking you to opt in for training. I'm like, wait, I talked to city of Calgary via email, and they said they checked my name and they said that Uber has not yet sent them the application. So I said, I know you have not sent them the application. Is there something you're waiting for? The checklist is complete. What's going on? Oh, and also the lady from city of Calgary said their system will generate an automatic email once they receive application from Uber on my behalf. I will receive an email saying that, you know, application was received, it's now being reviewed, and then once it's the review is complete, where they check all the documents, then they will send me a link for online training, right? And then I do the test, I get my TNDL, Transportation Network Driver's License. So this guy has no clue that I'm the guy I'm chatting with, or girl, I don't know. So or you'll receive an email. I said, no, you did not apply yet. What are you waiting for? Finally, something new. The guy writes, you need to set up a video call with support if you don't see any changes on your app. And I said, yeah, it's been like this for 7 days. Because before they told me, oh, it's gonna update within a day or two, just give it 2 days. And so they said, oh, you should schedule a video call with support. Okay, so I go here and click on help, and this one I did not use yet. Get help in person, like the second line. So I click on that one, and that's what it is. Book an appointment to onboard, contact support, schedule appointment. And so I do this, and I was able to schedule a video call, and it says click here for available dates, and today is June 1st. The first available date was June 7th, Friday, and of course I'm working on Fridays. I look at the time, and time is 8, 9, 10, like the whole day is available, but the earliest is 8 a.m. and the latest is 5 p.m. And so I chose 5 p.m. because I thought, you know, sometimes I get off at 4, how I'm supposed to, but sometimes, you know, 4:30, 4:40, once the guys were already closing the gates at 5:15, and I showed up at 5:15 after a delivery or a pickup. But at least, you know, 5 p.m. I can figure out something. I can, you know, because it's on the phone, right? So I have the phone with me. I can just stop somewhere for a second, for a second, and take the call. But I hope that things will get resolved before next Friday, because of course I'm dealing with Uber Canada, and so this past Monday was not a holiday in Canada, but it was a holiday in US, right? A long weekend. But I'm in Canada, so Uber Canada was supposed to be working Monday, right? So again, now Saturday, it's 7 days since I sent in my last piece of the puzzle, the vehicle inspection form, Elvis. Paid $55. Yeah, and so again, you see, like nothing. I'm sitting here in this Calgary North. I'm supposed to be 1.5 kilometers away from Popeye's Louisiana Kitchen, which is here. Like, this is north, that way is north, and I'm sitting right next to the Walmart, and it's just a waste of time. So I think I'll wait, what is it, 12:24, Maybe I'll wait, you know, I don't know, 5-10 minutes more, and I'll just go home. I'm tired of this BS. That's why I really need to get into this taxi business, because I'm pretty sure that with taxi, it's the same dimes and nickels, but it should be busier, you know. It should be busier than stupid food deliveries. Even though I remember once I was returning a rental car, and all car rental agencies, of course, are near the airport. So I was returning the rental car to the airport, and of course, you know, I don't have a vehicle, so I called Uber, and this guy was so pissed off, you know. I said, "What's wrong?" He goes, "Oh, this stupid Uber, I've been sitting here for 3 hours." He says, "You're my first order," and I think it was like 10 a.m. because, you know, I usually book a car in the morning and then return in the morning, right? And he says, "Oh man, I've been sitting here since 7 o'clock. 3 hours, no offers whatsoever." Like, first of all, why would you sit for 3 hours if you see that the area is dead, right? Just drive somewhere, go downtown, I don't know. But we'll see. I'm really curious to see how Uber will work. I don't trust any other people. I wanna try it by myself. I wanna see for myself how it works, how much money can you make. So I'm gonna post some videos. Oh, and this is probably, yeah, this will be part of that series that I was doing, you know, how to become a Uber taxi driver in Calgary, you know, steps, right? So now I'm stuck in this last step, right, as I explained, where everything is done but nothing's happening. Well, everything is done except TNDL training and the license. Oh, and Uber already sent me a reminder that my background check expires in 4 weeks. The background check that no, sorry, not the background check, driver abstract. So the driver abstract I sent them when I started working on this checklist, right? It was like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, and now they're saying, "Hey, your driver's abstract expires on July 1st. Yeah, well, if you keep dragging things like this and beating about the bush, you know, everything else will expire. My background check will expire, fingerprints, you know, all this stuff. If you wait a year, my vehicle inspection will expire. Well, don't get me started.